Yeah, dog. Welcome to Wreck to Riches. My name is Thomas G. Don't forget to smash that like button, drop a comment, subscribe, and always remember, I am not a financial advisor. For damn sure not a professional. This is crypto. You got to do your research and never, ever allow a social media influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you could get wrecked. Don't follow the leader. Don't do that. Don't get caught doing that. Be your own man. Be your own boss. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, guys, the question of the day, the question of the week, I always get the same question all the time. Are you still bullish on PulseChain? What do you think is going to happen with PulseX, and Hex? Nothing's changed for me, guys. All right. The only thing that's changed, and people got it all twisted up, was I said, listen, there's no volume on Pulse. I can't farm profits here in the short term, meaning it's a buy and hold and wait it out scenario. I've gone over to Ethereum, where originally I was an Ethereum refugee, but the gas fees are not bad, like at all. A couple bucks for a transaction, a few dollars here and there. I mean, if you're playing it right, you're not worried about paying that. So I'm over there making my gains and then converting back over, bridging back over profits to buy my favorite positions to hold, because Pulse is ultimately a leverage play on Ethereum. There's no doubt about it. Richard Hart bought about 180,000 Ethereum at like roughly $3,700 per ETH. He's down big time. I don't think that really helps the view that everybody has of him since the SEC has been, barking up his tree and trying to, pin all these different things on him that they're going to settle out in court and battle. Settle or battle. There's a war coming between the SEC and Richard Hart, but, ultimately, I'm looking at the leverage play on it. All right. If Ethereum goes to $6,500, $7,500, $10,000, $12,000 per Ethereum, that obviously takes that 180,000 Ethereum that he bought with our sacrifice funds, with our money, with no permission, right? We sacrificed. It's in his hands. He can do what he wants. Shoot, he don't even admit that he has control of that. And if he 2 or 3X's that bag, it can come back over, just like I'm doing, taking the profits and sending it over to PulseChain and buy his own tokens, ultimately. See, I'm taking a page out of RH's book. He's not sitting here trading and making money on PulseChain. He has bridged some money over, but he ultimately invested in DAI token and buying, not in DAI token, taking the DAI token and the sacrifice funds that were on the Ethereum network and buying ETH. So he's trying to make profit over there, just like I am. I'm taking a page out of his book and doing what he's doing. And when will I know when the time is right to convert everything back over and say it's time to go back all in on Pulse? When Ethereum's up and I see him bridging over to do exactly what I think he has planned. So ultimately, and in the end, if Ethereum 2 to 3X it's a lot of money that can go into Hex. That's a lot of money that can go into Pulse. It's a lot of money that can go into PulseX. It's a lot of money that can go into Inc. He could end up injecting billions of dollars. Do you understand how much money the sacrifice funds will be worth if Ethereum hits a $12,000 to $15,000 price range? I think Richard could hold till $12,000 and feel comfortable saying, you know what, now I'm roughly, 3X, maybe he can get a 4X. We'll see. I'm bridging over and I'm going to pump our bags. That's what everybody is hoping for. That's the sentiment. When will Richard pump our bags? No one is thinking, when are all these new users going to come in and start buying, or when the bull market starts? If the bull market started and Richard had never purchased his Ethereum, we would have no extra capital on top of the sacrifice funds that would get us very far due to the sell pressure that would happen with the original total of the sacrifice funds. So for him to 3 to 4x that amount gives a lot more money to fight against the sell pressure and take us to levels that we can have only dreamt about and imagined. And that's the play. There's really no other way around it. So I take my profits, I buy my GIF, I buy my HEX, and I stake it. I stake it to keep it out of my possession of being able to sell it for any reason. Because I find myself going, all right, I'm going to sell some Pulse, and I'm going to get some ETH and bridge it over and do this play and do that play. And I want to position myself where I'm stuck. And using the HEX as a certificate of deposit and delayed gratification has always done me best. So delayed gratification has always put me in a position to win. So I got to stick to that. Because if it's liquid, I'll touch it. I mean, listen, man, I can't resist opportunity, high risk or low risk. So it saves me from myself being staked in HEX. And HEX is such a low price, and the fear is there. I'm buying all the fear. I'm gambling, okay? This is a gamble. This is a risk. This is a speculation that everything will recover. And I'm betting that Ethereum will hit all-time highs with the ETF, sometime in the near future, which will allow Richard to pump my bags. Again, there's nothing else behind that. There's no secret behind what we expect to happen. I know there's no expectation of the work of others, but we're expecting Richard to put that Ethereum to work and profits and bridge it over and pump our bags, because nothing else would make sense. Now, if he were to 3 to 4x the Ethereum and pocket it all, I'd be shocked. But you never know. This is cryptocurrency. You have to understand. It's not a guarantee that Ethereum hits $12,000 that he's going to inject all that capital into Pulse. It's not. We assume and we expect. So we do have expectations of the work of others, regardless of what anybody else says. That's what we're expecting. Why else would I be talking the way I'm talking? Why else would everybody be talking? Why else would the sentiment be there? So does that change things with the SEC and their approach and how they're trying to attack Richard? I don't know. But I got expectations, I'll tell you that. And if my expectations and my speculation doesn't work out, wrecked. So that's why I've diversified myself between PulseChain and Ethereum, keeping most of my money on ETH, because it doesn't depend. It's not a leverage of anything else other than Bitcoin. Bitcoin does bad, everything goes down. So that's where I'm at. Now with the price points, I'll get to that right now. If you want price and charts, go follow Soda Chronicles. He's at the top of his game with charts. He doesn't seem to miss. I'm not saying go follow B Roots. I mean, that guy's... Listen, man, I got no problem with him, with B Roots. But I'm just going to call a spade a spade. I've been around the space for a long time, and you can't fool me. He's an amateur. He's an amateur, and he's thirsty for attention, and I think he's thirsty for, pumping his bags, and there's no doubt on what's going on there. I mean, it's just point blank, all right? You can figure out what I'm talking about. But as far as following price points from like Soda Chronicles, go take a look at that. I do think HEX will hit all-time high. PHEX will be the one that hits a new all-time high. Not HEX, PHEX. HEX from Ethereum will hit its previous all-time high of 55 cents. I don't think so. Will PHEX hit that all-time high that EHEX had of 55 cents? I think so. Come close, 40 to 55 cents. Somewhere in there, I'm out the gate. Done. Sold. Bye, Felice. Because I've stacked up so much at these price points. I think PulseX from the price point of 0.0001 probably could get a 6 to 8x. and then correct and just be in a bear market like everything else, and probably hit new time highs after the next cycle. PulseChain, same thing. You know, you're talking maybe like a 4 or 5x from sacrifice price, something around there. Be happy with that. Hold a bag, wait. These 14,000x, all these measurements would have to be from always the bottom. So for any reason we were to wick down below the previous all-time low of all these tokens by like an extra 50%, then these 100, 200x speculative movements could be true. Then Richard could say, hey, look, it did go this low, you know? Everything's measured from the bottom, everything. And with every cryptocurrency, you got to remember that. So these are things in Ink token, man. Ink could be well over $100. I've seen price points of $200, $300. I don't know. We'll see. This could be a parabolic bull market. So the last thing you want to do is invest it in something like Pulse Latina. How stupid. Look at the logo and then tell yourself, like, I'm better than that. Next time you see some shit like that, tell yourself, I'm better than this. I know better. You knew better. You just wanted to risk it for the biscuit. I've done it. I do it all the time. Not on that level, but, you know. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. The big leverage on Ethereum ETFs, Mt. Gox scares, fear. There's a whole lot going on. The speculation is just changes every day from people. All the pros are changing their minds. And I don't blame them. It's a lot of fear. So we'll see. Time will tell. Don't forget to smash that like button. We'll do it again. Yeah, dog.